Mystique is like a nature boy Ric Flair. She's one of the dirtiest players in the game. My name is Doran. This is SCM Comics. We're continuing our coverage of Mystique with number 2. Our story starts off in Montana, where you have Mystique climbing up a snowy mountain looking for one of her old Brotherhood of Evil Mutant teammates. If you haven't figured it out yet, it's Avalanche. But before we get to that, we go to Nick Fury Jr., who's standing there on the ledge, and then Maria Hill pulls up and is like, "Hey, don't jump. I still have use for you." So she's like, "Glad to still see you in one piece." And he's like, "Oh, thanks to this baby," as he shows her the old S.H.I.E.L.D. battle suit. And she goes, "Nick, I'm really glad to see you're okay." After that, she loses it. She goes, "Do you know how many people we got looking out for that? That is $1 million piece of technology that we haven't accounted for. You know how many meetings I've been in about that?" So Nick Fury Jr. is like, "Whatever, I am not a paper pusher. This suit is my office. This is where I belong, in the field." So then he's like, "We're getting off subject. I need to be finding Raven Darkhold. She just got a hint of me looking into her, and she tried to kill me." Maria Hill's like, "We don't know that for sure, but I'll let you go ahead and continue your investigation. Driver, take off. Oh yeah, by the way, Nick, turn in the suit." So as we cut back to Montana, Mystique is sliding down the mountain, and she's thinking to herself how her and Avalanche didn't end on the greatest of terms. And all I was thinking to myself was, does anybody ever end with the greatest of terms with Mystique? So she turns into somebody that Avalanche trusts, and that's Pyro. So she walks in acting like Pyro, and she's like, "It's cold in here." And he's like, "Oh, okay. Why don't you go ahead and start a fire?" So he's like, I left my equipment back at the flat." Avalanche is like, "Cut out, Mystique. I know it's you." So Mystique's like, "Man, I expected a cold shoulder, but this is a bit much. You know, we were close for a time there." So as they're talking, we see flashbacks of them in the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. But then Avalanche brings up during the flashback that even the closest people to her, she has betrayed or turned her back on, as we see her kill Grayton Creed, which is her son. So then Mystique goes, "There's a difference between those who are close to me and those who have crossed me. In your wisdom, you haven't done the latter. Let's not start now." So then Mystique gets right down to business. She's like, "I'm looking for your girl, Abigail Benson. She's the government liaison that worked with us when we were Freedom Force. I know you're close to her, and I know you still stay in contact with her." So obviously Avalanche doesn't want to give her up. They get into an argument. They go back and forth. Avalanche talks about how Mystique lies, and she does. And she twists everything, which she also does. But then Mystique gets this look on her face, and she's like, "No, you did not." And he's like, "That's right. I'm tired of talking. Now you get to talk to an avalanche." As the whole cabin that they're in is taken out by tons and tons of snow. So with his power, he can protect himself from the avalanche. And he climbs out, and he's like, "I'm sorry, Raven, but you had that coming." But then Mystique turns into Blob. She busts out of the snow pile, and she's like, "All right, you like to play with snow? Fine, let's play." So then she turns into Nightcrawler, and she avoids his avalanche blast. And then she turns into Wolverine, cuts through a piece of wood, and then proceeds to beat the bejesus out of Avalanche. So then Avalanche gives up the goods on Abigail, and also lets her know that she's also the one that was assigned to Destiny. So then Mystique's like, "Why would you stay loyal to a lady that cast you aside?" And Avalanche goes, "I guess I have a type." And as she walks away, she goes, "Good boy," because Mystique's also his type. So then we go to the home of Maria Hill. She tells her bodyguards that they can go. She got it from here. As soon as she walks in her home, Nick Fury Sr. is waiting on her. She goes, "Fury, damn it, you almost gave me a heart attack." And he's like, "Should be used to it by now. This is what we do." So he's like, "Look, you need to let Junior do his job, because he is on to something when it comes to Mystique," as he hands her a file. So then we cut to DC. I guess we're already in DC because I guess Abigail Brand lives in DC. But we're at the National Holocaust Museum, where Abigail is leaving, and all of a sudden, Magneto walks up on her with a gun. So Abigail's like, "Look, I know it's you, Mystique. Because why the hell would Magneto use a gun?" So Mystique transforms, and she goes, "All right, come with me." So they go back and forth about destiny and so on and so forth. But then Abigail's like, I know why you're really here, and I'm not going to let you get your hands on Protozoa. And all of a sudden, all you hear is doom doom. And Mystique put 2 on her, and it walks away. So now we go to the Port of Baltimore, where Maria Hill is meeting with Nick Fury Jr. And she's like, look, I'm going to give you the green light on this whole Mystique thing, and you can chase her down. But in return, I need to know who your contact is and who you're hiding. And he goes, oh, not a problem. Let me show you. As he opens the door, and we see that it's Destiny. Now, she got band-aids everywhere, her arms in a sling. She is beat up. So I still don't know what the hell is going on.